Remember that conditionals are sentences with two clauses, a main clause and an if clause. Now, conditionals state that the action in the main clause can only take place if a certain condition in the if clause is fulfilled. Have a look at the example over here. If we don't hurry, we will be late. Now, this is a conditional sentence and is used to state that the action in the main clause, being late, will take place if we don't hurry. Now, there are 5 main types of conditionals in English, and amongst them are conditional type 2 or second conditionals. Now, conditionals type 2 or second conditionals are used to describe hypothetical, unlikely, or even impossible situations. These sentences are not based on facts, thus, we can refer to any time. Have a look at the example below. If Peter cleaned his place, he would let us come in. Now make sure to use the past simple tense in the if clause and would plus the base form of the verb in the main clause. Note that the order of the main and if clause is not fixed, although when the if clause precedes the main one, make sure to use a comma. Have a look at the table below. Now the if clause of the type 2 conditionals or the second conditionals is formed by using if plus past simple and the main clause would plus verb. Have a look at the examples below. If I won $1 million, I would give it to charity. An event in the future that's unlikely to happen. If you found a formal black dress, it would look perfect on you. Unlikely to happen. Note that if we use the verb to be in the if clause, the form were is used even with the first and third person. Now we often use if I were you to express our opinion or to give advice. Have a look at the examples below. If I were a chef, I would work at some Italian restaurant. Expressing opinion. If I were you, I wouldn't take that job. Giving advice. Now compare the first conditional and the second conditional. Have a look at the examples below. If it snows today, we will definitely make a snowman. Now this sentence is in the first conditional because it is December right now and it's highly likely for it to snow. And in this sentence, if it snowed today, we would be surprised. Now this is in the second conditional because it is May right now and it's almost impossible for it to snow. Now let's review and practice a bit. Remember that second conditionals are used to describe hypothetical, unlikely, or even impossible situations. Now read the sentences below and mark first conditionals as FC and second conditionals as SC. If I've seen it earlier, I'll let you know. First conditional. If I were you, I would go on a trip with us. Second conditional. If he cheated, she would dump him at once. Second conditional. Also remember to use the past simple tense in the if clause and would plus the base form of the verb in the main clause. Now create a sentence using the words in the following bracket. What your dog to say if it can't to speak? What would your dog say if it could speak? What you to buy if you to have only $10? What would you buy if you had only $10? Here's a short story using type 2 conditionals. Listen as I read so you can see how they are used in real life conversation. After I'm done, make sure you understand all the grammar and read aloud yourself so that you can work on your own fluency and pronunciation. If I knew what to do, it would help me a lot. If I were you, I would just listen to my guts. If I listened to my inner voice, I would certainly make a stupid decision in this situation. I make stupid decisions when I'm stressed. At least it would be your own decision. And now, time for you to practice on your own. Match the following sentences. A. I don't have an umbrella, so if it rained. B. If I won lottery. C. If we had more money. D. If I were you. E. What would you do? F. If they didn't like each other. G. Terry would be a bodybuilder. 1. We would buy a bigger house. 2. If you saw a kitten at your entrance door. 3. I would get wet. 4. I would buy these shoes. 5. If he worked out more. 6. I would travel around the world. 7. They wouldn't be friends. And now write 3 sentences with second conditionals. And now let's check your answers. I don't have an umbrella, so if it rained, I would get wet. If I won a lottery, I would travel around the world. If we had more money, we would buy a bigger house. If I were you, I would buy these shoes. What would you do if you saw a kitten at your entrance door? If they didn't like each other, they wouldn't be friends. Terry would be a bodybuilder if he worked out more. Sample answers. Where would you be if you could live anywhere in the world? If I were you, I would ask him out. If there were more shops nearby, I wouldn't have to spend 30 minutes on a drive. Thank you for watching this tutorial.